Hey guys, I'm Kelsey and today we're going to be talking about the murder of Michele O'Dowd. So, it's a Christmas themed murder mystery. As you can see, I've my Christmas decorations up. I love Christmas. I had them up before Thanksgiving. So I'm that person. But to start off, Michele, or Mickey, as she was known to her family and friends, was a 76-year-old woman who was born in Glen Ridge, New Jersey. She worked as a lab technician for 30 years and lived in New York when she worked. Michele lived a simple life with her son until he died in 2003 at the age of 29 years old. And he died suddenly, and I couldn't find anywhere where it said how he died, but it just said that he died suddenly, and after his death, she retired from being a lab technician and moved down to Jacksonville, Florida. She decided to work at her twin brother's company, working as the head of accounts payable and collections. And he had a tech company. What I could find is that it was like a telephone company, or what's it called when you answer or voicemail or something like that. She lived alone, and when her friend and so this gets confusing. She lived alone. Her friend, who was about 40, I think she was 40 at the time of the murder, foreshadowing, but she was Michele's friend, and she considered her more of a family member because she was the ex-girlfriend of Michele's nephew. Oh my god. So Michele's nephew and Patty were dating when they both lived in South Carolina. But then they broke up and Patty moved down to Florida. So whenever she moved down, she was really struggling and couldn't keep jobs. So Michele invited her to stay at her house, and they had a deal that Patty will live at Michele's house for a month free of rent, and Michele treated Patty like family. So her plan was to get a job. Patty's plan was to get a job after a month after the holidays, and then move out, and then, try to get her life back together in Florida. So Michele gave Patty her debit card numbers and credit card numbers, and she expected Patty to pick up groceries for the both of them, like weekly or monthly, I'm not sure, but like regularly picking up groceries. And Patty would clean around the house, and Patty would babysit her grandchildren, just trying to help out since she's living with Michele for free. So Patty would give her some money for cleaning and taking care of her grandchildren, and just little jobs here and there. And she was generally a good roommate, but I did read one article that said that Michele and Patty's friendship went sour, but that was only one, so I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if she moved out then or what, because it just kind of skips ahead. So I'm assuming that it went a little sour there, because probably Patty was trying to get more than what she was deserving of, because Michele really was, what her family members say, they say that Michele was like the nicest, kindest, sweetest, like most accepting person ever, and she just treated everyone like family. So I don't know. But on December 5th, 2011, Michele's twin brother went to her house to visit, or it was an apartment, to visit her. When he arrived, her door was open, and this was a gated community. Like, this was nice. Michele was in a gated community. It was really nice. Her door was open when he arrived, and when he walked in, the apartment was a mess. It looked ransacked. And he thought to himself, this cannot be good. So he walked around 3 times, he said, looking for Michele, like calling her name, whatever, and he discovered a foot under Christmas presents that were addressed to her nephews and grandchildren. So, could you imagine seeing a foot walking into someone, even if it's not anyone, just seeing a foot under Christmas presents? No thank you. He called the police, and when he called the police discovered that Michelle's debit card was the only thing stolen from the house. She had a lot of nice stuff. She lived in a gated community, and only the debit card was stolen. Like, that's weird. That's not, it was set up like a robbery, but only a debit card. And if you think about it, who has the debit card information? Say it with me, everybody. Patty. So, Patty was seen using her debit card later that day, and she put on this big old disguise, this big old hat, acting like she's like, what? They can't see the top of your head? Stupid. So she put on this disguise because like ATMs have that little camera looking at you to see who's using the ATM. So she used it twice. She went to 2 different ATMs because a lot of the time, I know my card has like, you can only take out 500 or you have to go into the bank. So she used it twice and took out $500 2 times. So $1,000. They saw her car like in the cameras outside of the outside of where the ATM was. Excuse me, I shouldn't have drank ginger ale. But they saw her car and like her license plate and all of that. So they started following where she was going by cameras, but eventually they lost her, and she was then found again. And so it was like a nationwide thing, like, hey, look out for this license plate, this car description, whatever. So they found her in North Carolina, where her parents live. Then went back to Florida to meet with the policeman and whatever to get a statement. And during her what the heck is it called? Interrogation. During her interrogation, she confessed and was like, I did it. So it's not funny. It's just like, all of that, strangling someone who was so nice to you for $1,000. Something isn't clicking with me. I mean, killing someone is never clicking with me, but for $1,000? For $1,000 for a debit card that you can't even take out more than $500 each time. And then it's if you try and do it again, it's probably gonna be like, hey, you can't do that. Like, think a little bit, buddy. So, she basically just said, like, she wanted money. She didn't want to live off of Michele anymore. Even though she was living off of what Michele made. So, she, went to court in 2013. So that was in 2011. In 2013, this was like whenever she was like getting her sentence and everything. Went to court, pleaded guilty. She avoided a life sentence, but she was still sentenced to 45 years in prison. So I'm pretty certain that she's gonna be in there until she dies. Something to think about that I think is interesting is there's a lot of theories. I mean, there were a few theories. The police think that she was just trying to steal money and Michele tried to defend herself and like noticed that she was trying to like steal stuff. And it just got bad. But if something just gets bad, I don't think that Patty strangled her. I don't think I would strangle someone. I mean, I guess that's the point of these like true crime cases. Like, we would never do that. Hopefully you would never do that. I don't know. But it's just crazy to think, like, what has to happen to you to be like, oh, I tried to steal money for you and then you tried to defend yourself, so I'm just gonna strangle you and hide you under your grandchildren's Christmas presents. What? So that's why they think it was such like a messy job. But why would you still use the card after that? I don't know. And this was also in 2011. You would think she would have like some cash around that she could just like pocket. I mean, stealing is better than killing someone. Let's get that straight. So yes, now she is in prison, and she was 40 whenever she got the sentencing, and now she has 45 years, so she's gonna be there until she's at least 85. But I think it's I don't know, is that weird to be friends with your nephew's ex-girlfriend? I don't know. Kinda. If any of like my people I used to talk to started being friends with my aunt, I'd be like, Aunt, what are you doing? That is kind of weird. But they did say that Michele was such a nice person that and I did read somewhere else that she, her twin brother, Michelle's twin brother, said that Patty was in the family for like 5 years. But that's still weird. I don't know. I got some like ex-uncles that I never talk to anymore. Ex-aunts and uncles. I don't talk to them. I don't know about them. You know? But you can't blame Michele for trying to be nice to someone. And they said that Michele was so excited to have someone over for the holidays. Oh my god. I don't know. Is that a good conviction? 45 years. I mean, you just ruined 67 years of someone's life. I mean, you literally killed someone who's 67 years. No. 45 years. She pleaded guilty to second degree murder because to avoid the life sentence. And I think that's weird because that's a problem in the police force too. Or not the police force. What's it called? Court or whatever. That's a problem too, because if you didn't commit a crime and they're like, you can either get a life sentence or 45 years and you might have a couple years of your life left after you're done, I just say, yeah, I did it, you know? And that's all a lot of people say. That's what a lot of people do, because they don't want to. And then there's like, you can't do appeals or anything once you plead guilty, so it's like a double-edged sword. I can't even believe this. Like, Merry Christmas, you know? Merry Christmas. Anyway, in the comments, tell me if you think that's a long enough conviction. I think talking about that is so like interesting, because how does one person, or how does a jury, 12 people, right? How does a jury decide what's long enough? I would not be able to. If I ever have jury duty, I hope to goodness gracious I do not have jury duty anytime soon. I know people who have it when they're like 18. I would not be able to decide. I'd be like, I don't know. That would be so bad. But I'd also be like super interested. I hope I never get. I see a lot of people who like true crime want to get those jury duty things, jury duties. That is like a big crime because like it's interesting or whatever. But don't you have to like stay in a hotel and not text anyone? Ugh, I'd be bored. It's like quarantine, but worse. That'd be boring. Like that happened in the OJ case, right? Speaking of OJ, he did it. He did. I think so. I don't know. What else can I talk about? Oh, in the comment section down below, you can talk about, let me know, or let other people know, how you feel about 45 years as opposed to life. I don't think there's much of a difference when they're older, you know, because they're gonna get out and they're gonna not be able to, like, I mean, I'm sure they could still, like, kill someone, but, like, not as easily, you know. Comment section down below, let me know if you think 45 years is enough. I think personally, when they are older, like, if it was like an 18-year-old with 45 years, I'd be like, oh, that's probably not enough, you know, because he literally killed someone else's life. Like, why should you be able to have a life? Or if you think that she should have gotten more or less or whatever, I mean, I think she should have maybe gotten more. I don't think less at all, because she killed someone over a grand, over $1,000. It's not like she killed someone because she wanted all this crazy amount of money. I think even killing someone for less is even worse than, like, in the eyes of the law. Not in me. I think killing anyone in general is bad, obviously. Why do I have to keep saying that? I'm like, please don't think I'm a murderer. But killing someone for less means you would do it more for not as much. Like, you would do it more for less. But killing someone for more, this isn't making any sense. Killing someone for less amount of money, you would do it more because you expect less. Like, you're just willy-nilly killing people just for, like, whatever they pocket change, whatever they got, you know. Killing someone for, like, an insane amount of money, it's like you expect more and you're willing to do more for that, you know. And it wasn't, this comes up a lot, I don't think it would be a crime of passion either. Like, crimes of passion usually get less time because you have to know the person and hate the person to want to kill them. It's not like you're willy-nilly going around, you know, killing people. It's like you hate this one person and you just want them gone. I don't think it was like that though. Even if the relationship was sour, she did it for the money. She was not in a good place, and I'm not saying she's not in a good place because she deserves the money. I think she deserved what she got because it said that she tried to get so many jobs and couldn't keep them. Girl, just keep them. Like, just do what you have to do to get out of your situation. I mean, it's easier said than done, but, like, if you have a job, don't get fired from it. Stop quitting, or do the work and don't get fired. Like, she was getting, I read that she was getting, like, a lot of jobs and she couldn't keep them. Like, just keep them. But that's basically it. I'll have links in the description so that you guys can do some of your own research because I can't fit every single little thing in here. And there's a lot of things left. Like, she liked dogs. Didn't put that in, but now I did. She really liked animals. Yeah, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Why am I doing that? Merry Christmas. Have a good day. Bye-bye.